Hey everybody, just me again, Wayne. Sorry this video is so late, and thank you to everybody who has commented or emailed and said, hey, how'd things go this past weekend? This past weekend was my first bodybuilding event that I participated in, Classic Physique, and it went really well, actually. It was a hell getting there. We were running really late. It was about a 2 hour drive from where I live down to Kansas City. And we were running very late for our appointment with the tanner, and she had no wiggle room whatsoever. So I was driving like a maniac at maniac speeds. And then we got a flat tire. Hooray! About halfway down, a little more than halfway down. So that was an adventure all its own. But anyway, we got to the hotel, and the tanner managed to get someone to, I don't know, come home from work early to get their tan or something, or bump us to the back, bump me to the back of the line or something. But anyway, got there, got to the hotel, and yeah, I got the first coat of tan. And but the experience was really good. Everybody was incredibly friendly. All of the competitors and all of the people who were associated with the contest were just great. The tanning lady, Tara from Tan Tara Mobile Tanning in Kansas City. Tara, thank you. And thank you to her associate Bree for answering my many questions about the process. They were just great. And so the next day, the next morning, got another coat of spray tan on, the bronzer, and I had to stand around for just a little bit to let that dry as well. And then at the appropriate time, we went to the venue, my wife and my granddaughter and I, and we watched the professional bodybuilding, just the last bit of that, and then we got to see the professional bikini. And what can I say about that except, oh, my goodness. Anyway, then it was time for the amateur stuff to start. So only one person could go backstage with me, and my wife, because of things we won't get into right now, could not handle the huge flight of stairs to go backstage and get up into the pump up area. And my granddaughter is too little just to go, to leave her sit in the audience. So my granddaughter was my assistant. My wife waited at the entrance to the backstage area, and my granddaughter, who's 7, went upstairs with me, and she, spritzed oil on my back where I couldn't reach, and patted it in just like Tara, the tan lady, had showed her. And there were some bikini competitors and figure competitors in the room while that was going on, and they seemed to think that was absolutely the cutest thing they had ever seen in their lives. And of course, I have to agree because I'm her grandfather. So yeah, I think she's the cutest thing in the world. But anyway, so that was done, and then Lucy went back down to see my wife, and they went back out into the audience. And I was looking at the list, on the wall, the list of competitors, and in my division, Masters Classic Physique 50 plus, there was only one other guy. And his name was Michael Kleinfelter. And so I'm looking around the room going, okay, who could this be? Because nobody had their numbers on yet. Okay, well, I did, but that's because I didn't realize you can wait a while. But so I saw two guys that might have been Michael Kleinfelter, and I guessed one at random, and it was him. Michael, really nice guy. This was his second event. And his uncle was a championship bodybuilder, and his uncle was in the audience that day. So Michael seemed he seemed a little nervous, and I don't mean that in a negative way, because he was really wanting to do well, And he won, and he deserved to win. He beat me, and I told him at the time, though, I said, "You're clearly going to win, but because I'm 56 and you're only 50, I'm going to tell everybody that you won because you're just a kid, and so you had time on your side." So that's my line, and I'm sticking with it. But anyway, Michael, real nice guy, and he deserved to win. He was much leaner, and a little more muscular than me. And of course, this is just me. I liked my routine better, although I also, you know, screwed up my routine in a couple of places. And Michael did not screw up his routine, which was really good, by the way. So, yeah. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is show the video of the prejudging, and then my routine, and then the awards. And this video is put together because both my granddaughter and my wife were taking video in the audience. So let's see here. Right. Here is the prejudging. Yes, there's the gal showing us that to the stage. There were 3 guys on stage, but the third one I did not get his permission to, to put the video up, and he's only 13. There was only one person in the teen classic class, so he came on stage with us 2 old guys. And so I've cut him out of the video, not to diss him, but just because, I don't have his permission or his parents' permission or whatever to to put him on here. But anywho, you see us, doing the quarter turns and such, and doing the front double biceps now, and I didn't take that S shape that Doug Brignole had suggested I do. Michael, you'll notice, did do the S shape, and that was good, putting that hip out to one side. And the abs there, you can see Michael's are a little more defined than mine. Okay, here, we're supposed to do the side mantis. And I know what the fucking side mantis is. Why it took me so long to get into position, I don't know. And you notice throughout this, my muscles, none of them are as flexed as they should be. And it's not because I can't do it. I don't know what the deal was. I got out there and I guess got flustered. So, and that's not me making excuses for not winning. That's just, how it went. The rear archer pose there. The rear archer, that did not look good on me from that angle because my pecs just aren't big enough. Now this one, the twisted rear double biceps, I felt pretty good about this. I kind of went into it slowly, but I felt okay about it because I had a hell of a time getting that pose down. Practicing for the thing. The victory pose, I'm not, my arms aren't flexed like they should be for that. And and then here was the end of the prejudging, and clearly none of you hear my granddaughter yelling. None of us quite knew when the hell we were supposed to leave the stage, and so the gal had to say, "Yes, gentlemen, you may leave the stage now." So okay, there was that. And then here was my individual routine. Now, this is going to sound kind of odd if you're going, hey, that sounds a bit like A Touch of Evil by a Priest, but it's pitched lower. It's because it is. Because I'm trying to get this up without a copyright strike. So I lowered the pitch. We'll see if that works. That first pose right there with the hands out, I screwed that up. I was going to put my right hand by my hip, which would have shown my shoulders much better. And I altered this routine drastically just in the last few days before the contest, as Doug and Steve and John Taylor can attest. And here, this middle section, I waited way too long, and I sort of got off my rhythm, putting the poses to the beats of the music. The last bit went okay, except I didn't get my leg out nearly far enough. It was supposed to be much more dramatic, sort of leg out to the side and then down it goes kind of thing. And then we now have the awarding, and I got second place, so they announced me first. And that was what I expected, and that was fine. It's completely fine. So I have no problem with that.
First place in our men's classic 50 plus, competitor number 117, Michael Kleinfelter.
And there's Michael, getting the first place out of the all 2 of us. He deserved it. So he did well. He didn't screw up any of his poses, and he didn't screw up his routine, and his posing was just better. than mine was. So, good, Michael, good job, man. And yeah, they're the on stage girl is like, okay, get pictures together. And there's some dude in the audience going like this, doing, yeah, hey, pose, do the thing. So we did the thing, and they snapped a couple of pictures, and I think eventually we both just went, yeah, that's enough. Let's leave now. So off we went, and that was my experience. Now, you saw how dark I looked because I got the spray tan. Just got 2 coats of it, but I'll tell you, the lights under that stage, and I wondered why the tans were so freaking dark. It's because the lights under that stage lighten up everything to an enormous degree. For example, take a look at this, just a few seconds of my routine, what it looked like on stage, side by side with what it looked like in the hotel room that morning after the bronzer when I was practicing. As you can see, there is a hell of a difference in shading, and that lightening up on stage is all due to the lights, not due to anything that I had done to the tan. So anyway, that was my experience. Thank you all for being so supportive. I enjoyed it so much. I think I might try it again here in March or April, whenever the next competition comes up. But, we'll see. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much, especially to Doug and Steve and John and Max for giving the advice and the support, and to all you other folks who made comments and said, hey, how'd you do, and so forth. You know who you are. I really appreciate it. All right, talk to you soon.